Hey guys, I'm Jessie, and today I am going to be sharing with you a whole bunch of upcoming and recently released self-pub, indie pub, fantasy sci-fi books that I'm excited about, and I think you will be too. Like I had mentioned in my last video about self-pub books, I'm really trying to read more of them, focus more on them, share more of them in my content because I usually really enjoy them. And I think that the authors are usually really fantastic people. I love getting to talk to them and share their works, and it's just fun all around. And as somebody that works in marketing as my day job, I know that these authors don't get any of the same hype and push and marketing budget as somebody that is being pushed through a traditional publisher and they're using their marketing budget. Nope, they got to do it all on their own. So I wanted to, do at least one video a month where I just share new self-pub books that are either coming out really soon, that I've heard of recently, that just came out. And a lot of these, some of the authors have sent me physical ARCs or e-ARCs or just copies of the book if it's already out that I am going to be reading and enjoying and sharing with everybody. So I just wanted to put it all in one place for you guys. So if you're looking for some really cool new indie and self-pub books, they're right here for you. So without further ado, let's jump in. The first one, I actually have a copy somewhere. I just cannot find it. And it came out on the 4th of March, and it's called The Soul of Magic by Niranjan K. And it says, this is set in a world where magic is passed down through bloodlines, and Duncan Farrows is a bastard who cannot lay claim to his birthright. The wild magic abundant to everyone else without bloodlines marks him inferior. All his life he's yearned for acceptance, to be noteworthy. He finally gets both when he becomes a knight of Albert Hill and bodyguard to the prince. I'm not going to read the rest of it. I have actually talked about this book a few times. It's in one of the blog posts, and I think I talked about it in last month's video. But it recently came out, and I do have a physical copy, so I wanted to kind of share that again. I just wish I could find my copy, because it's somewhere in my mess. Then we have another one that was sent to me, and I was just sold by the synopsis of this. And it actually came out in January, and this is called Bob the Wizard, and it is by M.V. Prinkle. For one, can we talk about how cool the cover is? That cover art where it's real smoky and black and white and monochrome, I really like. But this is what sold me, y'all. Bob, a chain-smoking, foul-mouthed, shotgun-wielding ex-garbage man, chases his family's killer, the gray-skinned Galvadon, through the realms of the mysterious Astroverse. The trail leads him to a hub, a world in turmoil populated by wizards, blue elves, fairies, giants, dragons, and unfortunately, plain old humans. Chained by his addictions and haunted by his past, Bob must find a way through this dark magical realm and uncover its secrets or lose all hope of ending Galvadon once and for all. That just sounds fun. I don't know, just the description of him as a foul-mouthed, chain-smoking garbage man, I'm sold. I don't know why that sounds so fun. And the cover got me. So check this one out. So the next one that we're going to talk about is actually indie published by a very small publishing house. And it came out super recently, and that is The Shadow of Theron by Catherine Troy. It says, powers of old are fading, a new age is dawning. Holy relics are all that remain of Theron's sacred legend. Now, those relics, the enchanted weapons forged by the three-faced goddess to help Theron defeat the wicked sorceress Agros, are disappearing. Lysandro knows the village magistrate, Merrick, is responsible, and he searches for proof disguised as the masked protector, the Shadow Theron. But when Merrick wounds him with an accursed sword that shouldn't exist, Lysandro must find a way to stop Merrick from gaining any more artifacts created by the goddess or her nemesis. The arrival of the beautiful newcomer, Seraphine, with secrets of her own, only escalates the rivalry. As the feud between Lysandro and Merrick throws Ligura into chaos, a pair of priestesses seek to recover the relics and return them to safekeeping. But the stones warn that Agros is returning, and they must race to retrieve Theron's most powerful weapon. While they risk their lives for a legend, only one thing is certain. The 3 temples to the goddess have been keeping secrets, not just from the faithful, but from each other. Again, that one sounds really cool, and yeah, small indie press, so check that one out. Another one that is out already is A Low Country, and this is by Morgan Shank. This came out at the beginning of March. It says, everything went to hell in the first week. After 4 years on the road, Charlotte was looking forward to settling down and trying her hand at a steadier occupation. When claws raid her town and take her lover, Ren, she knows it's time for action. She's tired of running, and now she'll take a stand. To do this, she'll have to follow the claws across the Tablelands. This is a land of bandits, mages, and monsters. If she wants to travel this country and rescue Ren, she'll need help. An army of watchmen would be nice. Maybe even a drug cartel. However, she also knows it's best to keep things small. The more allies she has, the more she risks a future knife between her ribs. After all, this is Low Country. I don't know, that one just sounds fun, right? Again, these all just sound fun, so this one is out. Check it out. Then we've got another one that came out super recently where I spoke with the author and they sent me their book, and that is Sparrow's Journey by Tanner Woods. It says, a skilled martial artist beyond his years, 15-year-old Sparrow is on a grueling quest in search of a man with golden eyes when he stumbles into a feud between 2 rival martial arts academies. One run by the brutish Master Mon and the other by the wise Master Shen. But the seemingly righteous Master Shen is harboring secrets of his own, a volatile past that created powerful enemies. When Lord Governor Now seizes Master Shen, threatening to behead him, Sparrow must weigh his commitment to a cause suddenly filled with shades of gray, even if it means risking the quest to which he has devoted his life. Set in a world reminiscent of feudal Japan, but filled with those pesky spirits, prophetic rats, wish-granting foxes, and giant man-eating centipedes, Sparrow's Journey is a must-read for fantasy and adventure lovers of all ages. I am a sucker for feudal Japan set kind of fantasy, so this sounded really good, and the author was super sweet. Then we have one that is coming out soon. This comes out on the 11th, and I was actually sent an uncorrected proof. I got the arc of this, and it is Secrets of Martin House by Megan Cunningham. And I believe this is middle grade. Young YA or middle grade. But the author was super nice. And the synopsis of this one is, when they accidentally uncover centuries-old curse, the students of Martin House Dormitory suddenly find themselves trapped in a web of conspiracies, mythology, and deadly treasure hunts. It says, meet the Earls. Harper Davenport has always had nightmares. For 11 years, she lived in fear of sleeping, because with dreams came dark figures, skeletons, and the number 14. Oliver Cranston is a new kid at Rosenfield Academy. Between mysterious passageways appearing in the walls, his cute housemate's prophetic dreams, and his vengeful roommate, freshman year is stacking out to be far more exciting than Oliver expected. Jackie Martin loves everything pink. Her shoes always match her scrunchie, and when the new kid starts eyeing her treasured family heirloom and spouting strange riddles, you can bet she's gonna find out why. And Goose Romano hates everything, especially his new roommate who has everyone fooled with his golden boy act. Why won't anyone believe it when he tells them the new kid is hiding something big? Can the Earls find treasure and stop the curse before it takes one of their own? Yeah, so I think this is obviously based on the age of the protagonist. This is freshmen, so they're 13, 14. So I'm going to say young YA or old middle grade. But it sounds so fun. Then we have another really fun one that was put on my radar by the author themselves, and that is Demon's Reign by David Estes and Bengali. And this is the first book in the Bloodwood saga. It says, Tarkovsky is a nobody who will save his world from demons and the hellfire they bring. Third born of a shamed family, Tarkovsky's lot in life is to spend his days as a worker, feeding temperamental landswangs under a harsh master. His days in the Bloodwood city of Shalgara are full of drudgery, tedium, and pain, his own ambitions cast aside in the name of order. That is until demons from a broken world invade the forest realm of the Swath. An accident born of violence and dark magic intertwines Tarkovsky's fate with the greatest among them. Forced onto the front lines of a war forgotten by history, Tarkovsky must balance battling the royal demon bound to him with rapid progression of the magical abilities its presence has bestowed. Risking everything, he will need to tread a thin line between hero and heretic to keep Shao Gara from falling into ruin and chaos. It says that his Avatar, The Last Airbender, meets a Venom and this epic progression fantasy perfect for fans of Iron Prince, Cradle, and Kingfall. It sounds really cool comparing it to like Avatar and Venom, so in. Alright, then we have Girl Squad by Maya Lin Wang, and this actually came out in March. It says, for compulsive doodler Rin, finding out that magical beings exist is a bit of a shock. Finding out her childhood friends and unrequited crush Laura is one of those beings? Less of a shock. Laura's always seemed supernaturally gifted at everything from school projects to karate to writing epic storylines for Ren's long-running superhero comic. Her having literal magic barely seems like a stretch. Before interdimensional fairies called Volta brought their rivalry to the sleepy town of Heartwood, Ren's biggest fear was that Laura would abandon her for cooler friends when they started high school. Now, as light and dark forces converge on Laura's burgeoning magical signature, Ren will do anything to protect her friend, magic or none. Alongside a headstrong, sonic-powered Volta named Jackie, Ren must stand up to a team of magical hunters, help Laura realize her latent powers, and maybe find her own strength along the way. That sounds like a really sweet, like, cute coming-of-age girl story, and down. Next up, we have Platinum Tinted Darkness by Timothy Wolf. This is the first book in the Legacy of Bolem series, and the cover, again, is, like, amazing. It says, the kingdom of Bolem has been lost. The realms have already seen what happens when the gods and their harbingers are left unchecked. Destruction, chaos, death. The gods cannot be trusted. No one knows that better than David Williams, the leader of the Guardians tasked to protect the realm from gods and their powerful harbingers ever since the fall of Bodom. 6 Guardians take their pledge to leave the squabbles of kingdoms behind and live only to stop the harbingers and protect the realm from the gods. Serena Morgan, a famed crystal mage and guardian, struggles with the Guardian Pact when the kingdom of Turangus invades her home. She's supposed to stay out of it, but she can't. When she breaks her oath and joins in the skirmish, she earns the favor of the god of death. When the conflict escalates to an all-out war. And he makes her an offer. One that'll make sure she'll never fail in her goals again. Become his harbinger. Partake in the ecstasy of destruction. That definitely sounds like fun. Next, we have Dawning of Darkness, The Fall of Gods and Kings by James G. Robertson. It says this is a .05, so it's like a prequel to another series. I don't know if the other series is out yet. It says it's called Next Life, and I think it might be. I think books 1 and 2 are out. Afterworld and The Ripper. But this one is called Dawning of Darkness, so it is the prequel. I think it just came out recently, but it sounded really cool. Systems fall, planets die. Darkness dawns on all of us. When a god known simply as the Dark Creator enters our universe, the concord of the world inhabited by the spirits of men and their kings, the god's chosen few, fades. As this being and his overwhelming force of corrupted horrors and children escape Afterworld and its territories, the kingdom of men must put aside their differences and band together. After a millennia of fighting, the final blockade separating man from those sinister entities has collapsed. With so much at stake, and with the Dark Creator approaching the divine mountains, will our protector's sacrifices ensure Afterworld's survival, or will his encroaching darkness consume it all? Next, we have Secrets in the Dark, a dark fantasy novel by Yaz Rahal, and this also came out in March. In a city dominated by lawlessness, survival is all that matters, even more so for Savas, who possesses diluted magic in his blood and must keep it a secret or risk dying at the hands of magic hunters. But when a notorious gang leader kills Savas' sister, he seeks aid from Port Atmic's clandestine rulers, the Order of Sharia. In exchange for his sister's killer, Savas signs a blood-binding contract with the Order to become a magic hunter, joining the ranks of those who've hunted him his whole life. Now, as he nears the end of that contract, centuries-old forces and powers, yet unmasked, emerge, threatening to disrupt his revenge. Death lingers in the shadows, but Savas vows to outlast him until he achieves his ultimate goal, avenging his sister. You know I love forbidden magic. Next we have Black Talon. This is by Andy Peliquin and Jamie Castle. And the cover for this one's really cool too. First book in a new series. It says, Cullen is the Emperor's assassin, the sharp hand of justice, the Black Talon. Gifted a soul-forged bond with his dragon, Umbris, Cullen is tasked with hunting any and all who oppose the Empire. But when the secretive Crimson Fang murders 2 noblemen before his very eyes, Cullen must discover the truth of who they are and what they want. What he uncovers is a web of lies and deceit spiraling into the depths of Dimvan. Natisse, a high-ranking member of the rebellion known as the Crimson Fang, has no greater goal than to rid Dimvan of power-hungry nobles. Haunted by her past, fire, flames, and the death of her parents, she sets out to destroy the dragons and those who wield them as unstoppable weapons of destruction, until she too finds herself buried underneath the weight of the revelations her investigations reveal. The Empire is under siege from within, and one man dressed in black like the night stands at the epicenter of all of it. Dragons. All right, the next really cool self-pub book that I found is called Summoning and Sacrifice by Nathan Hartle. It says, a hunted woman, a missing god, the adventures of a lifetime. All that Shada desires is peace and freedom. What she has is fear and hunger. She's a servant on the run from her cruel master who is determined to lock her away. Then comes a chance at a new life. Alone in the vast, cruel city of Rania, she meets Lady. This enigmatic spirit makes her an offer. Shada can accept her dismal lot, or undertake a quest to find Ronia's vanished god. For the gods disappeared without a trace in the long-ago age of legend, leaving the world of humans to chaos and war. Without its god, Ronia's once mighty empire is crumbling towards an abyss. To save their people, Shada and her ragtag companions will journey to the ends of the universe. But first, they must escape Ronia alive. Many in this city of blades, poison, and shadow mean to stop them at all cost. If they fail, slavery or death await them, and their world will fall into darkness. Summoning and Sacrifice is the opening novella of a Liturgy of Worlds epic fantasy series. Definitely sounds really cool, like a really great opening, so I'm pretty excited for this one. Then we have another one that was sent to me by the author, and I'm very excited that they sent me this one. It sounds really interesting. You know I'm a sucker for a dystopian, and that is called Proud Pink Sky by Redford John Barrett. It says, in this stunning work of speculative urban fiction, Redford John Barrett breaks down the binary between utopia and dystopia, presenting an ambitopian version of the world's first gay state. Glittering gay metropolis of 24 million people, Berlin is a bustling world of pride parades, polyamorous trysts, and even an official gay language. Its distant radio broadcasts are a lifeline for teenagers William and Gareth who fled towards sanctuary. But is there a place for them in the deeply divided city? Meanwhile, young mother Sissy loves Berlin's towering high-rises and chaotic multiculturalism, yet she's never left her heterosexual district. Not until she and her family are trapped in a queer riot. With her husband Howard plunging into religious paranoia, she discovers a walled-off slum of perpetual twilight, home to the city's forbidden trans residents. Challenging assumptions of sex and gender, Proud Pink Sky questions how much of ourselves we need to sacrifice in order to find identity and community. I don't know, it sounds really interesting. The way the author explained it to me made me super excited to get to this, and I'm definitely going to be trying to read this one soon. Of course, it has a mom. It features a mom, so sold. And I love anything that's dystopian and utopian, and it's the utopia is not really it's just so great. So I'm really excited to read this one. All right, there's 2 more that I have found. All right, the next one that I kind of stumbled across online is called The Ruptured Sky, Gardens of War and Wasteland, Book 1, and it's by Jessica A. Min. This one comes out on the 4th of April, and it says, a dead goddess, a broken sky, a world wasted by magic. Princess Almegharlia, wants one thing in life, control of her own fate. On the eve of her wedding, Amika, that's much easier to pronounce, flees her homeland seeking the truth behind the mysterious magical abilities she's kept hidden since childhood. Taking up the life of demon huntress, Amika uncovers a madman's prophecy that would have her revive an ancient goddess and destroy the world in the process. Will Amika become the pawn in another man's game or continue her fight against destiny's shackles? As a dark and dangerous power begins to rise, she must make her choice soon. But is laying the world to waste truly the way to save it? The Ruptured Sky is a gritty first installment of the dark fantasy quartet Gardens of War and Wasteland, an epic adventure that blurs the lines between good and evil with a diverse cast of morally gray characters, perfect for fans of Anna Stevens, Mark Lawrence, and Robin Hobb. Love it. Sounds like I'm gonna love it, so excited. The last one is one that is also not out yet, and that is Seeds of War by João F. Silva. Hopefully I pronounced the first name right. This is supposed to be published on the 1st of May. But this sounded so up my alley. I was so excited. So I'm definitely going to be like picking this up when it comes out. It says he ran like the monster he was and the smoke followed. Gilmore is a single mother and war veteran turned crime boss set on protecting her family and her town. Orbrus is a petty thief pretending to be God to protect a terrible secret. Red now is the world's most feared mercenary, but his best days are behind him and there's one job left to do. In a world of dangerous monsters and devastating smoke magic, the seeds of war are being planted. Allies must be treasured and enemies defeated. The Smoke Smiths is a gritty epic fantasy series with harsh world of smoke magic, alien creatures, and ancient secrets where characters do their best to come out on top. Peace will not last. That just sounds really cool. Like, I'm a sucker for a mom character. We all know this. But when it's like it's a single mom turned like crime boss, I'm here for it. I'm sold. So those are all of the like recent finds, releases, kind of like self-pub, indie pub books that have been brought to my attention that I wanted to bring to your attention because there are a lot of them. I will be reading the ones I have physical copies of as soon as I can. I also have some e-copies of some of them. So I'm very, very excited. If you are an author that is indie, self-published, you have a book coming out soon or has come out recently that I haven't mentioned, hit me up. My email address is always in the description bar. Let me know. Put your book on my radar and I will mention it in one of these videos as well as in one of my blog posts. And if you want to send a physical copy, fantastic. I'll take pictures for like Instagram and stuff. If not, please don't worry about it. You are under no obligation. Just put it on my radar. Let me know about it so I can add it into the rotational mix for these videos. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. My name is Jessie and I will talk to you next time. Bye.